The moment I realized my best friend had been keeping score, everything we'd built for 6 years collapsed in under a minute. Priya and I met in college and stayed close through every major life event. She was the first person I called when I got promoted. She cried at my dad's funeral. I thought we were the kind of friends people wrote about, the kind that lasted. When she went through her divorce 2 years ago, I showed up completely. I drove 4 hours every other weekend. I sat with her through the crying, the rage, the quiet. I covered her share of a trip we'd planned together because she couldn't afford it. I lent her money she said she'd pay back when things settled. I never brought it up. That's what you do for people you love. After the divorce, Priya started rebuilding fast. New apartment, new wardrobe, new social circle. I was happy for her. But slowly, things shifted. She'd cancel plans at the last minute, always with a reason that felt valid on its own but started forming a pattern. Something came up. I'm exhausted. I'll make it up to you. She never did. When we did meet, conversations circled back to her. If I started talking about something hard I was going through, there'd be a brief pause, and then, anyway, back to whatever she was processing. I told myself she was still healing. I started noticing she'd mention our friendship to other people in ways that felt off. At a group dinner, she introduced me as the friend who basically kept her alive during the divorce. Everyone smiled warmly at me. I smiled back. But something about the way she said it felt like she was taking inventory. Like my loyalty was a line item on her personal balance sheet. The breaking point came quietly. I was going through something serious, a health scare that turned out to be fine, but required several weeks of waiting and testing. I told Priya early on. She responded with a voice note saying she was sorry and that she was dealing with a lot right now, but she'd call soon. She didn't call. Weeks passed. I sent one follow-up. She replied with a meme about friendship being low maintenance. I stared at my phone for a long time. When my results came back clear, I texted her. She responded immediately. Oh, thank God. See, I knew you'd be fine. I'm so glad. Drink soon? I didn't respond. 2 weeks later, she texted asking if I was upset about something. I sat with that for a day before calling her. I told her calmly that I'd felt completely alone during something frightening, and that her absence had hurt me in a way I couldn't just move past. There was a silence, and then she said something I'll never forget. She told me I'd always been the strong one and that she sometimes forgot I needed things too. Then she said that given everything she'd been through, she thought I could handle a few weeks of space. I told her I understood. I wished her well. I hung up. I didn't send a long message. I didn't explain further. I just stopped reaching out. She texted a few more times over the following weeks. Casual things at first, like nothing had happened. Then longer messages. Eventually, one that said she felt like I was punishing her and that it wasn't fair given how much the last 2 years had taken out of her. I read them all. I didn't reply. Mutual friends told me she'd been telling people I'd abandoned her during a sensitive time in her recovery. I didn't correct the narrative. The people who knew me knew the truth. I ran into her at a birthday party 3 months later. She looked good. We were polite. Near the end of the night, she pulled me aside and said she missed me and that she'd been doing therapy and was starting to understand some of her patterns. I told her I was glad she was doing well. I meant it. Walking to my car, I didn't feel angry. I felt something quieter and more permanent, like a door had closed with no drama, just a soft, definitive click. Some relationships run their course not because of a single explosion, but because one person finally stops absorbing what the other keeps spilling. The math was always there. I just stopped pretending I couldn't do it.